because I'm a spiritual healer, but I'm a kind of a forensic archaeological technician where I partner with my spirit auric technician spirit buddies when we go into those background blueprint fields, whether it's the aura of a human or whether it's the larger flows, Mother Earth's aura, and the larger energy flows that are just flowing around planet Earth and out in the universe. My spirit teams are actually wanting to say right now that this is a time, this is a moment right now where light is really needed, like right now, in this time and space coordinate point. So thus seeing the dynamics of energy, the movement of light and of shadow in the higher spheres, in the higher realms, and they have tapped me on the shoulder saying today really needs to be a very big boost of light in those background fields. So my spirit teams want to talk a little bit quickly about light and how it changes everything. I just love that title that they came up with, and because it's so simple, and yet for our logical minds it's kind of fun to hear. How does it do that? How does it change everything? Because I'm a spiritual healer, but I'm a kind of a forensic archaeological technician where I partner with my spirit auric technician spirit buddies when we go into those background blueprint fields, whether it's the aura of a human or whether it's the larger flows, Mother Earth's aura, and the larger energy flows that are just flowing around planet Earth and out in the universe. So I work with these spirit beings. You've probably heard me talk about this so many times, where I partner with them. I watch what they do, I chat with them, I ask them to do things. They ask me for permissions. We're chatting together as we're working. So there's this, and it's very specific and it's very targeted. It's like we really find a point that needs work and we go into it and unravel it, untangle it, and then go in and my goodness, if you could watch what these spirit beings do, what these spirit technicians do when they target something, and it could be in my auric field if they're going into an ancient past life wound, or if they're going into where I've prayed for someone and asked for help for someone, where they go and support someone else and help and heal their auric field, or whether, yeah, even when they're going into that larger collective field. So what I want to say is that they actually go in and read the data. They read the information, the energy information. And that energy information, whether it's in my auric field, let's just talk about a human auric field, when they scan and find something, a little patch of shadow, a little patch of sadness, a little patch of grief, because sometimes we wake up and we're a little bit not quite right. And if we really became very still and noticed what that was, it could be just a little bit of grief inside of ourselves for no reason, hasn't got a label on it. So what I do, because I'm quite quick to notice these kinds of changes of my state, because it's unusual, I treat that as unusual. So, and this is for you guys to listen to carefully, because you can be doing this, right, regularly with these teams. And this is a quick overview before we're actually diving in to do some really powerful light upgrades. So they're showing me and telling me right now, they say this is a patch of shadow. They come in very gently and they start connecting with that patch of grief, because grief is resonating at a certain vibration, at a certain resonance. And so these guys, their force field comes and touches it and connects with it very gently, very lovingly, and then starts reading it. And what I mean by reading it, they assess what put it there, what planted it there. Because sometimes at night, you might be interested in this, some mischievous beings at night plant a little bit of sadness in us. It's like software, it's a little patch. And so when these beautiful spirit beings come and touch it, they read to see the owner of that patch of software, that patch of resonance. They study the intention of what that patch of grief is designed to do. I'm being a little bit advanced here, but I'm just helping you understand that this is all doable. It's actually quite untangleable. So it's not static, it's not forever. These feelings, these strange, sudden feelings of feeling off center can quite quickly be transmuted and changed. And so these beautiful spirit beings touch it, read it, understand it. They use the word understand, like they go, okay, we've understood it. And they just read everything about it. It's like a book. And then they start coaxing and educating, they're telling me to say right now, educating that resonance so that rather than it be tight and rather than it be vibrating at a fear or a grief resonance, they start educating it so it starts to change the waveform, the resonance, the vibration. Almost like it's a little person, like a little being. They start coaxing it into a higher and higher and higher resonance. And there's another term that they use, which is they start unpacking the sort of bundle of software or the bundle of resonance that is there. So just saying that these guys are super masters at understanding what for us it surfaces maybe as a feeling or as a strange negative thought or as a strange unusual sense of pessimism or an unusual feeling of self-doubt and hesitancy, feeling a little tender and fragile on some days. Still happens to me sometimes. And on those days I know that somehow some very mischievous resonance has downloaded itself into my auric field where I'm actually not feeling comfortable, I'm not feeling empowered, I'm not feeling in my sweet spot, I'm not feeling relaxed, that feeling of fragility. I know all of us have these days, I'm not the only one. Doesn't happen to me that often, but when it does happen, I am really aware that it's actually quite often, unless it's a big external circumstance that has kind of crashed into my reality. But sometimes these days I wake up, again, not that often, but if it happens, I get these guys to do a little bit of detective work to find out what originated that, because I treat it as a bunch of energy. I don't treat it as a real thing.